How you going, people? Well, it's Dallas Police. Earning a donut.
Bitch, for a gun! This guy's got a gun! A gun!
So, you hear the woman screaming. She actually did pull her gun and shoot him, so I gotta give her some credit. She was kind of ineffective for the fight, but this is some pretty interesting lessons on why cops are trained that when somebody has a gun, abandon all other lower lethal options. I don't want to have a baton, pepper spray, a taser. I don't want to have anything in my hand if I'm dealing with a guy with a gun. I need a gun in my hand. You don't try to deal with somebody with a gun with less than a gun. And that's what I trained. That's what I told cops. That's what I was trained, and I think that's a good philosophy for survival. But they are going to a call here of this guy who supposedly had a gun. He's a suspect in having a gun and ramming a cop. So you know this is a high-risk felony case, and they approach it kind of half-ass. Let's take a look at this. So this is our suspect with the gun.
Were you guys breaking into that? Man, put your hands up. What the hell? Who? No! Get him, Kimberley!
Notice the suspect is yelling, help me, and playing innocent like I'm confused. And people go, man, they didn't even listen to the guy. He was trying to tell him. Look, this guy needs to be in custody. He needs to be on the ground. And the fact that one officer and a female wearing a uniform was there, and they couldn't get this guy on the ground, that's the problem.
No!
So I don't know who this guy is. Why is he coming over? Why is he getting involved? Maybe he was coming to help, but the cop was like, get away from me. I'm fighting with a dude. So bad tactics. You're dealing with a guy that's possibly armed, and you're worried about another guy. Not good. Plus, you have a female officer there that can't handle the guy, she's more of a distraction than a help. Although she does end up shooting the guy, I'll give her that.
Fuck up.
After lots of yelling.
Let him go.
Why are you dealing with a guy with a gun? When he first came out, he had a gun. Let me finish this.
Let him go. Nah, man, fuck you. You're gonna get on the ground. Get on the fucking ground. He's reaching for a gun. This guy's got a gun. A gun. No! 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 Fuck! No! Oh my God!
So she shot him. I don't know how her gun didn't jam. It seems like it's approaching him right here, and it's on contact, and the gun's not jammed. So I don't know how that happened. I'm thinking they blurred this out because this is the gunshot, but I'm not sure.
Could put him in handcuffs. Put him in handcuffs. The gun is under him still. You're okay.
So this whole time they're fighting with him, I'm looking at these two idiots back here like, what are these two guys doing in the background?
That was Fox 153.
You got two cops that just got in a shooting, and this guy is helping this guy over a fence. I don't know. I'd have probably rammed the fence. I mean, I don't give a shit. I got an officer that needs help. He's getting a shooting. I'm ramming the fence with my car. I don't care. Let the guy, file a claim. Let the government pay for it. But anyway, I know somebody would call me a jackboot, but whatever.
I got him, Kimberly. We need an ambulance. We got the suspect down.
He's talking on the radio, and the guy's in handcuffs, and he's still laying on the gun. Bad tactics. That guy is still a threat. He still has access to the gun. Bad tactics, dude.
You're okay. Here.
I'm sorry.
No.
So he's, like usual, like we say in combat, when you put women out there, men want to be Captain Save-A-Ho. It's in our nature to help or protect a woman. He's more worried about her than he is a suspect still laying on a gun, not handcuffed. I mean, it takes them forever to get this IQ. Look, here's a pro tip for you cops out there, because obviously they're not teaching this shit. Handcuffs can be linked together to create a longer option, and it makes it a hell of a lot easier to handcuff people who have big jackets on, who are overweight, who can't get their arms back, maybe very muscular. You connect two handcuffs, and here's a tip. It doubles the length, so you can handcuff them easier. I don't know how many videos I watch where cops are struggling with one set of handcuffs to get them. Like, it's impossible to connect two sets of handcuffs. It's not that freaking hard, people.
You're fine, Kimberly. Sorry. Motherfucker! No!
Don't fucking move!
You're gonna get shot again, you piece of shit!
I'm not worried about the piece of shit, motherfucker. People be coming here, man, they're talking to him mean, and he deserves a fair trial. You pull a gun on me, you deserve what the hell you get, but whatever.
We just need to get these handcuffs on. You got hurt? No, the gun is still under him. Okay.
That's an important tip. He still has access to gun. He's not in handcuffs. He's still kicking. He's still a threat. Is that a tattoo? This guy's got tattoos. Darn. I was hoping we get to arrest somebody without a tattoo, but it's hard.
I got his arm.
Forgive me. Forgive me.
No, you had a chance. You're trying to fucking kill us.
4 cops. 1, 2, 3, 4. And none of them can say connect the 2 handcuffs so we can reach over and handcuff this dude. We're going to torque, twist, fight, waste time. This guy's still a threat. He's still got a gun underneath him, and we can't get him handcuffed. It's just incompetency at the 10th degree.
I didn't want to kill you. I just had to get away.
It doesn't matter. No, you don't. You're done. I got it. Don't worry.
No, you don't have it. The cuffs are still not on him.
I'm going.
Forgive me.
Want to move? We'll work. Snap it off.
Still not on him.
All right.
Now they're on him. I mean, how long? Connect your handcuffs, people. It's not a new concept.
Roll over. I'm going to get the gun. I got him. You're okay. You're okay.
See, everybody wants to console the poor female. The guy was in the shooting. Nobody's consoling him. We have to console and take care of the poor female that's there because they're equal and empowered and just as good.
Sit him up.
Now, I know I'm going to get the people with Rick. You can't even say she did a good job. She shot him. It wasn't a good job. If they'd have got his ass on the ground, if she could have thrown a punch or controlled his hand or did a leg sweep, I mean, you got 2 officers and you couldn't get him on the ground. I mean, and I'm not saying I haven't dealt with a male officer with guys we can't get on the ground, but she was totally ineffective. If we go back through this, you're going to see her kind of running around screaming and half grabbing, and I mean, it's just she's ineffective.
No!
I mean, there's no pick your knees up Seinfeld episode. Women run with their knees down. Pick your knees up, girl.
Hit him, Kimberly!
Just ineffective. So this guy goes to a taser for this guy, and again, he loses focus of this guy. So I'm not saying the guy did a great job either. And there'll be some cop here. Man, I'd like to see you. Yeah, shut up, you freaking idiots. Forgotten more about law enforcement, most you idiots will know, but whatever. This is a lot of tactical training. This is when you lower the standard. This is when you hire people that can't do the job. This is when you can't fire an incompetent guy because there's so many incompetent females and other quota hires that you can't fire. So you can't have a standard. The standard is always the lowest quota hire that we can't fire. And that becomes the standard. That's why this guy had to be shot. You get a couple meat eaters, and I'm telling you, me and any one of my partners that I worked with on task force, not just normal cop partners, but if we worked on task force or we took a lot of guys down, this dude would have been down quick. I'd have leg swept, hit him in the throat punched him. I mean, this guy would have been on the ground quick. I mean, they spin around a little bit, but... Now, granted, right here, he takes his eye off and he has to get refocused. Sometimes that happens. I get it. He doesn't know if this guy's with him. He doesn't know if this guy's armed. I don't know. I'm focusing personally on the guy that I'm trying to arrest who's already pulled a gun on a cop and tried to hurt a cop, and he's possibly armed. That's my focus. Back the fuck up. Dude, you got a guy over here with a gun. You don't know he has a gun. Rick, he didn't know he had a gun. I know, but if I'm going after a guy who's used a gun, in my mind, he has a gun. Rick, you can't do that. That's not fair. You're being judgmental. Well, I didn't have to shoot anybody, and I didn't get shot. And I took a lot of guns off a lot of people. So you can talk all your shit you want.
Let him go.
Guy's still got a taser in his hand. You're dealing with a guy who's already used a gun with a cop to commit a violent crime. He ran a guy over in a vehicle or something.
Let him go.
You hear him distracting? This is the distracting. This is all cons. This is all career criminals do this shit. They know, they learn it, they practice it in prison. I don't fall for that, and I don't play that shit. And that may come off to some people as a hard ass, and you're not being sensitive, and you should listen. Bullshit. This dude is on the ground with my gun screwed in his ear the entire time, and we ain't playing, and if you don't reach or you blink, you're dying in the dark. It's done. I don't give a shit. You don't fuck around with people with guns.
Nah, man, fuck you. You're gonna get on the ground. Get on the fucking ground. He's reaching for a gun.
You hear that cop real quick? He's talking, get on the ground, and you hear it. You have to hear it quickly. What are you reaching for? A gun! So he must have saw an outline or a handle. Watch how quick it is. Get on the ground, go, what are you reaching for? A gun!
You're gonna get on the ground. Get on the fucking ground. He's reaching for a gun.
Very quick. Now I'm going to show you how quick this gun appears. I don't know how he saw the gun, because I went frame by frame. I couldn't see it. So now the gun appears.
Gun!
And he fires a shot off. He doesn't hit one of them. So let's go back frame by frame on when this gun appears. They've been fighting all this time. I don't know where the gun comes out right here in this hand. Ready? And this is the first time I think they see the gun. Right here. It's in his hand. It's coming out. They're fighting. Anytime I see a gun, I usually push, throat, eye, something to the face to distract, go for my gun and start pumping rounds. This guy should have been shot right here. Done. Filled full of lead. No ifs, ands, buts, or coconuts. It's over. Gun's out. This guy's got his hand up, probably got his taser in his other hand. She's still got her hand on him. Gun's still out. Granted, this is frame by frame. I get it. It's easy to Monday morning quarterback. This is a fast, rapidly evolving. I'm just telling you, their tactics from the jump street was bad. Their lack of control because she's incompetent female that doesn't have the strength to take a guy down. Who thinks she could have took this guy down by herself or survived by herself? There ain't no freaking way. She would have been toast. And you can come here and talk shit all you want. So this is just frame by frame. This is all after the gun. Well, that's a lot of tattoos. This is all after the gun's been exposed. Still frame by frame. They get on the ground. She's on the ground with him. I thought she was like hiding behind him when he had the gun. So here's the gun, and here's where she's, I don't know, is she ducking or hiding? I don't know what the hell she's doing here. The cop is still fighting, and she's pretty much on the ground laying behind him. Cop's trying to grab the gun. He should have went for his gun and filled him full of lead. I mean, this guy's fingers on the trigger. I don't know if his gun jammed or why he didn't get a second round off. But he only got one round off. And I still don't know what the female's doing down there, laying behind him. I'm confused.
Oh!
So the cop is, and this is normal when you're in a high-risk situation, you focus on the threat. That's why a lot of cops shoot people in the hands. That's why a lot of suspects with guns get shot in the hand or any area of the gun. Because our natural instinct is to focus on the threat. So even though we want to shoot center mass and shoot the person, sometimes we get tunnel vision and locked on the threat.
Oh! Oh my God!
So she does get her gun out. She does get a round off.
Good, put him in handcuffs. Put him in handcuffs.
At this point, I would have been totally okay to not put him in handcuffs and back away with my gun on him. They both could have just backed away. Get away from him. Let him reach for the freaking gun again. We'll fill him full of holes. I don't care. Back away and hold him at gunpoint till it stabilizes. I mean, to break contact for some reason, I don't see it a lot in a lot of videos, but that's just standard training. You don't want to fuck around with a guy with a gun. Somebody's got a gun, break contact, get your gun out. If he reaches for it, you shoot him. I mean,
the gun is under him still. Okay. You're okay.
So I want to go back to where he first comes out, and I want you to watch this guy's behavior. So, suspect is walking here, and I want you to notice his breakaway. I mean, this just stuck out to me, and this is just kind of, I'm not saying I'm special and I'm all this great. Just you learn street savvy and you learn to read people. This guy's conduct is so consciousness of guilt. It's just, it's blaring to me. He looks down and he changes his course away from me. He's walking toward me. We're walking toward each other, and he deviates and turns and looks away. That is a huge sign of this guy is planning his next move. Watch him. Walking. Turn. Look away. Total disengage and contact, acting like I didn't see you. You're not looking for me. Trying his Jedi mind tricks. You don't want to look at me. You don't want to ID me. You don't.
Were you guys breaking into that?
So this cop says, are you guys breaking in? Almost like he's not after this guy. I think this was a ploy to kind of drop this guy.
Man, put your hands up.
Then he goes for his gun. This is a good move here. He's got him at a disadvantage. He's got his gun out. Somehow, gun goes away and he ends up with a taser in his hand in this short conflict. This was a good move. Felony stop. This is a felony guy. Put your freaking hands up. This was a good move. And then to go hands on.
What the hell? No!
Right here, he got suckered in to go hands on. I've looked and looked on where this guy's gun. Does he have it in a shoulder holster? Is it on the inside? I still can't, because I went frame by frame trying to see a bulge or something. I thought I might have seen it maybe here, but I don't know if I'm like, you know, wanting to see it, so I'm confirming it. Was it in his waistband? I can't tell.
Get him, Kim! No!
Can't get on the ground. I mean, it's just... Anyway, lots of different things here, and you can take it for what it's worth. I mean, if you don't like my opinion, that's all right. All right, well, then that there. I'll give the cops a donut. She did shoot him, even though she shot him in the back. I've been saying for years, there ain't no law against shoot people back. People come here, you can't shoot somebody in the back, man. That's illegal. Okay, whatever. She shot him in the back. Good shoot. I got no problem. I got more problem. She only fired one round, to be honest. I'd have been okay with a mag dump for 3 or 4 rounds. But maybe her gun did jam and I don't know it. Maybe she tried to pull multiple rounds and couldn't. Maybe she panicked. I don't know. But she got 1 round off. Didn't stop him. He was still in a fight, and then they couldn't handcuff him. So lots of room to critically evaluate and use this as a training tool, you know, instead of like sucking the blue line ass and, oh man, cops are great and it was really great and they did a wonderful job and they're perfect and you can't say anything bad about them, man, because their sensitive little blue feelings will get hurt. Whatever. Freaking crybabies. Well, then out there.